The love for my beloved country, Nigeria, and my brother country, Ghana, is one that has driven this curiosity in me to go on this series of exposing the resources, the wealth, the success, the growth, and as well the challenges of my beloved countries, Nigeria and Ghana. Thereby educating, motivating, inspiring us as citizens of this great country to always stand up, to speak up and demand for our rights and benefits from the hands of our leaders. So if this is what you'll be interested in, please keep on watching. Just as we know that there will be no Ghana and there will be no Nigeria in the map of West Africa and Africa to the world, without the various states, regions and their capital, both in Nigeria and Ghana. As well, their major ethnic group, their major occupation, stock in trade in the country. I will start with my beloved country, Ghana Republic, by stating categorically that Ghana Republic consists of 16 regions that has been distributed into 216 districts for proper governance and administration, with approximately or about 5 major ethnic groups. We have the Akan ethnic group, we have the Ewe ethnic group, we have the Mole Dagbane ethnic group, and the Ga Adangbe ethnic group. It will surprise you to know that the Akan ethnic group is known for a common language called the Asante Fante language. Correct me if I'm wrong with my pronunciation. I need you at this point to represent your various region, your various ethnic group, and your tribe right there in the comment section, because I want you all to be a part and parcel of this episode by interacting and communicating effectively right there in the comment section. So the Akan ethnic group is known for popularly speaking the Asante Fante as a common language. Secondly is the Ewe, which is known for popularly speaking the Ewe or Ewegbe language as their generally accepted language amongst other languages, which sometimes is mostly spoken by the Ghana people and also the Togo people. We also have the Dagbane ethnic group, known for their generally accepted language as the Go language, also known as Dagbani and Dabango language, and also the Ga Adangbe, known for their Kwa speaking language, which is also the Ga and Dagbame language. Ghana is indeed a wonderful country. I can't believe that they have such beautiful, amazing languages as this. It will also interest you to know that amongst the 16 regions, aside these languages and ethnic groups, there are several other languages and ethnic groups in these 16 regions and 216 districts respectively. And I need you as a Ghanaian at this point to make it very educating and enlightening for every other viewer of this channel to list below which ethnic group and which language you speak as a Ghanaian, so that we will have a proper knowledge and understanding of ourselves, which is the beauty of African culture and African to the world. So moving on, we are also made to understand that the various occupations of the citizens of these regions are also diverse and vast. But we're going to be grouping them specifically according to what their major occupations are, starting from the major producers of gold in Ghana. The Upper West and the Ashanti are the major regions known for the production of gold in Ghana, making Ghana topping the list of gold producers in West Africa. Secondly, Brong Ahafo, the Central region, the Eastern region, the Western region, as well the Ashanti, the almighty Ashanti region, are the major regions responsible for the production of cocoa, amongst so many other regions as well. But we're taking them as our key major regions. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section. And give this video at this point a very huge thumbs up. Share this video and subscribe if you're yet to. Moving on. The West and Eastern region are known for the very region that are responsible for the oil and gas production sector in Ghana. The Central Cape Town, the Great Accra, the Northern Tamale are not left out in their major source of income and livelihood in the areas of agriculture, fishing, farming, sales workers, and general workers in terms of trading as well. Meaning that The major predominant source of livelihood in most of the regions in Ghana are what? Agriculture, from what we can see. Aside gold production and cocoa farming, agriculture is one of the major sustainers of major inhabitants, citizens in the regions of Ghana. It will also interest you to know that the West region, the Eastern Koforidua region of Ghana, are also interested as part of their occupation in transportation, in businesses and equipment as their source of survival and livelihood. Now we can see how interestingly, amazingly, and beautiful the regions of Ghana have done well for itself, have come a long way in terms of survival, in terms of their input and what have you. At this point, I need you to clap for yourself if you are a Ghanaian that is a true and responsible citizen of Ghana from any of this region. I want to say to you that you are doing amazingly well. I am super proud of you because at this point, I have come to realize that the Ghanaians, the citizens, and the leaders of the country Ghana have done very well for themselves. They've come a long way in terms of agriculture, in terms of farming, in terms of gold production, and amongst many other to sustain and survive the economy. This is of all standard outstanding. So moving on is my dearly beloved country, Nigeria. As we all know, Nigeria is made up of 36 states and capital, and it's made up of 2 zones that was rightly divided into 6 major geopolitical zones, which comprises of all the 36 states and their capital. We will as well look at these geopolitical zones, their ethnic group, these geopolitical zones, which includes the North Central, the Northeast, the Northwest, the South-South, and the Southeast. Nigeria is also known and noted for their 3 major ethnic groups, which represents the Igbo, the Yorubas, and the Hausas respectively. The Igbo people are known for speaking a common language called the Igbo language, while the Hausas speak Hausa language, and then the Yoruba language. These are the 3 key major ethnic groups in Nigeria, amongst so many others in the country. Example of the North Central includes the Middle Belt, with states such as the Benue State, Kogi State, Niger State, Capital Territory Abuja, Kwara State, and Nasarawa State. While in the Northwest, we have Zamfara State, Sokoto, Kebbi State, Kano State, Kaduna State, and Jigawa State, respectively. In the Northwest, we have Adamawa State, Bauchi State, Borno State, Gombe State, Taraba State, and Yobe State. Now moving down to the Southeast, we have the Enugu State, Imo State, Anambra State, Ebonyi State, and Abia State. And down to the almighty South-South, which consists of my own very state, which is Rivers State, Edo State, Delta State, Akwa Ibom State, and Cross River State. Major geopolitical zone and region responsible for the almighty crude oil production and petroleum and gas as well is majorly in the South-South region of Nigeria. They are the major suppliers and inhabitants of oil and crude in their God-given lands. While in the occupation of the North Central, they are majorly known and noted for agriculture and herd rearing, which we see them rearing cattle, sheep, ram, and so many others. When it comes to agriculture and rearing of animals, they are solely responsible in that area as their source of livelihood, growth, survival in the country. Now taking it down to the Southwest, which we have the Yorubas under this category, that had been known and noted for agriculture as one of their major source of occupation, and as well trading, because where there is farming, there will be trading of these crops to the general market and the public as means to an end, and also for survival, for growth in the state. We cannot mention Nigeria without the major inhabitants and geopolitical zone of the Southeast, which are the Igbos, who are known and noted for their industrious and hard work in the area of trading, agriculture, farming as their major, when I mean major source of survival, occupation, survival, and as well a source of livelihood for them. The Igbo people are as industrious as you can ever think of, because in terms of trading, they are very grounded and very, very, very experienced when it comes to this. Now, taking it down to the south, they are also known not just for the oil and gas sectors. We also have fishing, agriculture as our major source also of occupation and source of livelihood. We are the people that produces, alongside the southeast, the Igbos, produces the major palm oil we have in the country that are being exported to other countries today as Nigerians. So you can see that Nigeria, their states, their geopolitical zone indeed is blessed. I also want to enlighten you that amidst the ethnic groups, amidst the states, their capitals, their geopolitical zones, a state like my state, which is the Rivers State, that comprises of 23 local governments, has different ethnic groups that speaks different language that we barely cannot understand. Right under one state, there are different languages that differs from one tribe to another that indigenes of these states do not understand. You have to learn this language in order to communicate to the next person. But majorly, one common language we speak and we understand is the English language, which is also applicable to other African countries, excluding our different ethnic language and dialects, is what English that intermarries, that brings us and binds us together as one. Aside English language, it is a beautiful thing to note and understand that the major beauty in our custom, in our tradition, in our states, in our country is what? The beauty in our language, the beauty in our occupation, the beauty in our culture, and more importantly, the beauty in how we represent ourselves as citizens of Nigeria and citizens of Ghana. Now, looking at the development of these countries from where they are coming from, back from the independence and up till date, we can see for ourselves that Ghana on this hand has really done well for themselves, and it wouldn't have been possible if they as citizens did not stand up to ask and demand for their rights. They will not be where they are. And like I always say, having leaders with like mind and positive mind has also aided the Ghanaians in their economy, in their growth, in their success, in their wealth, in what they are today in West Africa and Africa to the world, topping the list in the whole of Africa. And now I want to liken it again to my beloved country, who has done well for herself right from the independence till along the line where the leaders had it all thwarted and broken down to what it is today. Nigeria has always, from the beginning, if you look back on the history, been blessed with so many mineral resources, just like our brother Ghana. With the mineral resources, with agriculture, and every endowment that Nigeria is endowed with, just as we have seen from today's episode, should tell you that a country like Nigeria has more than what it takes to be at the top. I mean, at the very top in the map of West Africa and Africa to the world. But one common point and one common complaint is this: the leaders of this present time has really done more harm than good to contribute to where Nigeria is today. And it's high time we as citizens of Nigeria begin to open our eyes to see the beauties, to see the wealth, to see the natural gifts and resources that God in heaven has given unto us as citizens, as inhabitants of this great country. Because at this point, when we look at our friends, our families, our relatives scattered all over the world in quest for greener pastures in other Western and African countries, we can say for a sure that one thing is paramount, that if and only if our dear beloved country Nigeria maintained, improved, and did everything humanly right to put Nigeria at the spotlight, to give it the best and the very best, most of all these, our siblings, our family members, our friends, will not be scattered today all over the world, going through crucibles, doing menial jobs that ordinarily they cannot even accept in their country. But you see them out there going through hurdles, doing all sorts of jobs that are very demeaning and degrading, only to survive because of one common problem of bad leadership. Now it is high time Nigerians need to learn from Ghana and so many other African countries that are doing amazingly well for themselves. Let's go of the pride, let's go of our mistakes, let's go of our flaws, and learn from Ghana, learn from other African countries, learn from the Western countries. Just as we have traveled, or we are traveling out there to see what they are doing, bringing it back home to implement in Nigeria can only be possible if we have the very best of good leaders in position, the very best of good citizens with a right and positive mindset. I will leave it here till I come up in my next episode. So with this, we have come to the end of this episode. For time's sake and time factor, I know at this point you have learned a thing or two as a Nigerian or a Ghanaian, because there are so many things I believe you never knew that Nigeria was blessed with, or Nigeria has, and Ghana has. So we have learned, I have learned, and you have learned a thing or two. Leave them in the comment section. Let me know what at this point is your interest as a citizen of your country, Nigeria, or your country, Ghana. Let's have this conversation in the comment section without sentiment, without bias. Let's communicate in one voice and one mind, so that at the end of the day, our voices will be heard, our mind will be read, and our feelings will be understood, that we are not seeking for problem, but we are seeking for one common goal, which is the peace, which is the growth, which is the change, positive change in the leadership of our great country, Nigeria, liken it to Ghana and other African countries. Thank you so much at this point if you've stayed. And as well, if you're yet to join this family, please do not hesitate by clicking on that subscribe button to subscribe and turn on the post notification bell next to it, because here in Chivik Inspirations, we say it as it is, not to demean, not to insult, not to undermine, but to inspire and motivate not just our spirit, but our soul and body, as well being educated and entertained as well. Thank you so much. God bless you for your time. Remember, you owe yourself nothing but your peace and happiness. Always stay safe and stay blessed out there till I come up here on this space with my next episode. But for now, this is me, Chivik Inspirations, signing out. Do have a lovely day out there. Bye, guys.